Hi, Barbara. I was having trouble. It was twirling and twirling and twirling and twirling. So I had to what do you call it? Hi, Mariah. You glad I'm streaming? Well, I'm glad I'm streaming, I think. Hi, Shannon. Hi, Terry. Good to see you. Yeah. Um, thought I'd make some Christmas cards. I normally my Christmas cards are, I would say, in the past have been uninspired. I'm not saying that these are going to be any more inspiring, but they're going to be different for me. When I say that, I normally buy like Echo Park scrapbook pack of Christmas whatever, and then I go to May Makes. I'm pretty sure that's her name, and she knocks out like 50 Christmas cards from one of those scrapbook packs of Christmas papers. And that's what I've done in the past. Hi, Beth. So this year, I bought some Timmy stuff, and I'm just gonna maybe do some Timmy like cards on craft paper, maybe with a little stenciling and such. No, like, oh no. Now last year I have to take that back. Last year I did make some really cool Christmas cards because my daughter-in-law, I think I told you this last week, gave me a whole bunch of their old Christmas cards. Hi, Lydia. And it was great. It was very easy for me to cut them up because there was no sentimental attachment to those cards because I didn't know any of those people. So I cut them up, and I take that back. I did make some pretty nice Christmas cards, recycling old Christmas cards. I haven't even looked in my Christmas card. I have one of those plastic, big boxes that slide under your bed. Uh, it's chock full. I can barely lift it. And that's filled with all sorts of Christmas stuff. I didn't even bother. Hi, Eddie. I didn't even bother looking at it. So these are some of the ones I made. I thought I was buying regular soda, and look, I got these stupid mini cans. An update on my room. Jamie, hi, y'all. Hi, you all. Wow, so nice to see you. It looks like a room. It's drywalled. Yeah, it looks like a room. And he thinks he might finish this week. So I'm hoping that they finished. I said hi to Mo. I think I did. So I'm thinking it's going to be done this week. The drywall's in, the tape, they've taped it. We had to wait for, I don't know what I told you about. There is an inspection called the nail placement inspection. I don't know if any of you have ever heard of the nail placement inspection, but yes, I'm very excited. But someone has to come in and make sure that the nails are properly spaced, adhering the drywall to the ceiling, and it's called the nail placement inspection. And that inspector couldn't come one day last week, so that put everything behind today, and that seems to be, the story of my life. Somebody can't, it's always, but anyway, I leave next Monday for Denver. So if it's done, I don't even know whether I'm going to have to get this craft box out there before I leave, because what are the chances of having them come back and move it for me? But anyway, yeah, it looks like a room. And I posted a picture of Lily laying in the sun by the door. So she's found her spot in the sun. And she's laying on concrete, but at the end of the week, she should be laying on the floor. Yeah, so it's pretty exciting. We started in August. So anyway, I'm very excited. So here are some of the cards I've made so far. I'm using craft paper, and this is Timmy stuff. Yes, definitely. Oh my gosh, yes, definitely a video tour of the. And this is just on the craft paper, so I'm going to have to adhere this to the card base. I know, next week is the, Thanksgiving week. Yeah. I'm going to Denver. My son just moved to the Denver area in July. And I'm going to fly out. And he has the boys. He's divorced, and he has the boys. And I'm going to get to cook Thanksgiving dinner. But it looks like we're not going to have Thanksgiving dinner on Thanksgiving because Reed is in a hockey tournament, and they're playing Wednesday, Thursday, not Friday, 2 days on Saturday, and if they win, Sunday. So, and then I fly back Monday. So we'll see. So we're probably going to have, no, I think it's the 27th. It's not this Thursday coming. It's the following Thursday. It's the 20th. Yeah. Yeah. I'm flying out on the 24th. I flew to Cape Cod last year to visit my other son for Thanksgiving, and my daughter-in-law suggested that I fly Monday to Monday, and that's what I did. So I got in the Monday before Thanksgiving and left the Monday after Thanksgiving, and I flew into Logan, and there were no problems at all, no delays, nothing. So I think by doing Monday to Monday, I will avoid some of the craziness. Now, it looks like the airlines are now all back or almost back on schedule after the shutdown. So hopefully that's not going to affect what I'm doing. I'm flying out of the small airport, a regional airport here, Melbourne. So I have to go through Atlanta. And that's always a nightmare, even on a good day. So, but I have a wheelchair, so I'm not, it should be fine. But anyway, so this is Timmy, and I made that. And I made, you know how you get those, get the free Christmas cards from the Wildlife Federation? Well, I cut them all up. So I cut these guys in Winter Joy, right? Because they're penguins. So that's, and I did a little stenciling on that. This is a Timmy guy, and I thought Greetings was pretty funny because he doesn't look like, doesn't look like he's very happy. So I thought Greetings was pretty funny. Trying to think. Jennifer's here. Hi, Jennifer. And Joyce is here. Hi, Joyce. Anybody that asked for field notebooks last week? Hi, Belinda. They're in the mailbox. They're, so they're on their way out tomorrow. And this is just a quick little drawing. This is a, who did this? Somebody on YouTube did this. And I thought it was so simple. I mean, even if you can't draw, you just draw on some lines and put a little snow, some ornaments, and you're done. And yeah. And this is some more I cut out of those cards that came in the mail, the free cards I cut out. Yeah, here's another one. So that's what I've got done so far. So I thought I would do a couple more and chat. And let's see. Yeah, all right. So let's get the stuff out. I got some stencils out for doing some stenciling. And I'm using some really, this is very brittle. I gutted a book to do an altar book with Pam from Ginger Cat Lady, and these were the pages that we tore out, and they're beautifully aged. They are so brittle. I actually glued a whole bunch of these together. Hi, Kathleen. I glued a bunch of these together to make like a masterboard type of thing. And look, I just want to show you the lusciousness of these papers. I mean, look how gorgeous that is. And that's all age. So I'm going to be cutting this painting on it, I think. Leaves and maybe some gold. But isn't that gorgeous? It's perfect. And it smells very old and musky. Not a fan of the smell, but anyway. All right, so I'm using craft paper, which I have a lot, not a lot of. Let's see, what else is, I bought 3 new fountain pens. Do I need new fountain pens? No. Oh yes. Oh, that's, yeah. She did, and she paints on hers, and that's where I got the idea to paint. She does a big like vine type of thing, and then some leaves, and then a little bit of gold, and that's probably what I'm going to end up doing with that. I can't get this. All right, and this is a set of rulers that I got. They're We Are Memory, and there's 3 of them, but I lost one. I can't find the 3rd one. But this gives you this is what it's not Depple. I know it's not Dimple. Depple. I think it's Depple. You know what that look is. Deckel. Thank you. I knew you someone. Hi, Kathy. Deckel. Okay. So get the Deckel look. Woo. We'll get a little deckling, deck the halls. Ah ha ha. Little deckling here. That's funny. Not really. I'm watching football. Oops, that's all right. The Bills just beat the Buccaneers. I really wanted the Bucks to win, but I bet on the Bills in my football pool. So they won 44-32, I think. I was just watching Kansas City in Denver, and Denver was ahead 6-0. That's your football update. Hi, Chris. Good to see you. Jeez. Okay, that's 1, 2. And we had a bit of a cold snap earlier this week. I mean, cold. When I say cold, I always have to preface it for Florida, because it's not fair to say it's cold for some of you who have really cold weather. But for us, it was 42 the other morning. But now it's back to being, warm. 78 today. Anything in the 70s, as far as I'm concerned, is perfect. Oh, you had a tease, and now it's back to hot. Yeah. I'm sure you're cold, Shannon. Okay. So we got our 4 little bases kind of ready. And let's get out the stuff. I bought 2 things of just ephemera and new Timmy people. Oh, yeah. End of terms are always crazy. So let's spill some of this stuff out. I have a die cut that makes, well, words like peace. I went through the whole thing. I couldn't figure out what they were. I cut them out. And there's no Merry Christmas. I'm going, come on. What do you mean? At least I couldn't find it. But this is the ephemera. So let's see what we got in here. I was going to make some Christmas ornaments, but all of that stuff is buried in the closet and I can't really get to it. We've been in the 40s at night. Got down into the 30s twice. And you've had, when you say dumped on, I'm assuming you mean snow. Yeah, I think they had snow up. Oh, Denver is your team. Okay. Mile High. So these are the Timmy people. And they're obviously winter. Well, some of them are in overcoats and such. So we'll pull out some Timmy people. He doesn't seem to fit the, unless he's in a Christmas marching band. All right, so we got those. So we'll put the people over here. Here. Oh, we got some. Oh, these pictures are precious, aren't they? You can see that that reminds me of A Christmas Story. A little bit. Was a big fan? Yeah. Well, I lived outside of Buffalo for a long time. And still kind of deep down a Buffalo Bills fan. I was with the Buffalo Bills when they went to the Super Bowl 4 years in a row and lost 4 years in a row. That was very painful. Oh, you've only had rain? Hi, Jackie. Yeah, that cold rain, that 45 or 40-ish of rain can be just to the bones. What do we have in here? Oh, look at this. Holy mackerel. It's a whole bunch of stuff. It's a lot. Well, this one has, it had a number, but this is the people. Oh, it's people and ephemera. A curated collection of salvaged elements used for layering. Yes. I'm not a great layerer, but I'm going to try. So let's do some layering. Let's move this over here. And I think I'm going to grab a piece of this. Hi, Zippy. Hi, Val. Val, your what do you call it? Field notebook is in the mail, ready to go out. This paper is so easy to tear. I mean, look at this. It's just like, it's like butter. I'm going to save that. Only a crafter would save that. This is so nice to. The Reader's Digest condensed, the Reader's Digest condensed novels books, those pages age really nicely too. This is just so But I think this book was from 1910 when the Jets and the Giants went across the river. My father became a Bills fan. Yeah. You mean the Jersey Giants and the Jersey Jets? That's true. New York's got 3 teams. So you've got a choice of 3 teams to root for. I guess I was growing up, I grew up on Long Island, so I'm trying to remember. I guess I was a Jets fan growing up. I started watching football when I was around 15 with my dad. So that's when I got into watching football. I was around 15. Yes, you're getting another one, right? Because I think which one? I think that I'm sending you. I can't remember, Lake Ontario. I think I sent you Lake Huron, and now I had one more lake left, and you asked for it, so you're getting it. I still have. Oh my gosh, I still have a shitload of them. I subscribe to them. I have to make sure that this is all clean because I had one book that was not clean. It had some very, very bad language in it. That's true. Technically, your father's right. New York only has 1 team. It's the Buffalo Bills. Your dad is absolutely correct. So this one book I was gutting, oh my God. Every other word was the F word. I couldn't use it. But this one is fine. The name of this book was, it was like a World War II. No, it couldn't have been World, because I thought it was 1910. Maybe I was wrong. I think it's Planes Over Tokyo. And I bought that from, I don't know, does anybody know Lori Marie Jenkins or remember Lori Marie Jenkins? I mean, she's still around. She's alive and well, living in Costa Rica, but she was out of California. And I didn't have any Stitch books, so I bought a couple of older books from her that were stitched. And that was one of them. I'm glad you popped in, Kathy. I appreciate it. Kathy's working on doing their bathroom, that's always hard because a bathroom, you're always working in tight spaces. I've painted a couple of bathrooms. Me too. I've got several pieces I have several pieces that I've been inspired by her that I've done over the years. I've got one in my bedroom that I really love in particular. How about some, that fit on the other card. I guess this is smaller. How about a frame? Let's see, frame. Not that frame. How about this frame? It's interesting. Well, that's okay. I didn't realize. Oh, that's kind of nice. A Scotch pine. We used to always get the traditional Christmas tree, like I think it's the northern spruce. Oh no, she was saying goodnight to Kathy. Shannon's northern spruce, and we had some neighbors. The Scotch pine has got that bigger, fatter pine needles on it, but that's kind of nice. Stick that there. What the heck? I think I'll use I'll use this glue because it's heavier paper. All right. I have another whole bottle of this. Those of you in a colder climate, I guess they don't ship this in the after a certain point in the year because it doesn't like cold weather. All right, I can stand up and get this even, or I can just try for the best. Oops, I'm sorry, I was out of. All right. Let's add a person. Let's get a little person. A wee one. Well, that's a whole family. I like this guy. Looks like he just went out and cut down that tree. And this is for layering purposes. So let's layer up. Layer, haha, layer up. A lot of people will say that when they see my name, they'll say layer. I don't know how you get layer out of L-A-H-R, but you do. The announcer Reed's hockey team was calling him Lair. Lair's on the ice. And finally someone said, got him to finally pronounce Reed's name correctly. And my grandson scored a goal last night. Very exciting. I got to see it live. And the announcer was saying that particular ice rink that they were playing at last night is super cold. And I know I'm, sitting on, going to the hockey games, it's going to be cold. But Richard said that, my son said that one of the rinks that we're going to, where most of the games are going to be played, is really nice, and it is not too cold. Okay. Let's see what else we can find. Anything in here? No, that's not. No. Season's greetings. Should we layer up this thing? How do you pronounce it? How do you? Lar. As in Bert Lahr, like the Cowardly Lion, Bert Lahr. It's spelled, it's pronounced Lahr, L-A-H-R, Lahr. Look at all this stuff. This is really chock full of stuff. Oh, look at this. Holiday greetings. Look how cool that is. Ooh, I like that. You can just stick that right across his. Yeah, wow. How perfect is that? And I'm layering. I got 3 layers. That's okay. I'm used to it. It's no biggie. And that's my married name, and when I got divorced, I kept my married name. my ex didn't care because my maiden name is really long. It's Horenberger, Horenburger. So I kept the R. And who wouldn't, right? And there's actually a town of Lahr in Germany. All right, that's not too bad. I like that. I probably should have done some. Oh, I'm going to do something around this. I think I'll do this around that. Well, I can't pronounce my contractor's last name, and I should ask him how to say it. He's lucky I can't pronounce his. Okay, he's lucky I can't pronounce his name when I'm talking to people about my contractor. I just refer to him as Vinny. So people don't know who he is other than by his first name, Vinny. And he said he was Spanish. His grandparents were born in Spain, in the Barcelona area. But it's A-N A-N-A-G-E-O. I hope he doesn't ask me for, I'm so afraid he's going to ask me for a reference. And the best thing I could do for him, right, is not to say anything at all. Hi, Jenny Roberts. Day. That would be the kindest thing. Would be not to say anything at all. You know, the old saying, if you have nothing nice to say, don't say anything. He even said to me a while back, he said, I hope you're not bad mouthing me in the community. Oh my. Well, every week when I go to play bridge, my bridge partner and people I play bridge with, they ask me, well, is your house done yet? And I go, no. So, I mean, and it's funny. He drives around in an unmarked white van. You know, most contractors have the name of their company on the side of their van. Not this guy. It's just a plain unmarked white van, which I think is kind of funny. Whoops. I mean, he's very smart. I mean, in a business kind of New York way. He's from Garden City, Long Island. I know Garden City, Long Island. That's where I took my driver's ed test, believe it or not. He removed the dumpster weeks ago. Because with the dumpster out in the driveway, people can drive by and say, wow, that job is still going on. There's still a lot of stuff, construction stuff to get rid of. But he removed the dumpster from my driveway because he's got several jobs in this community. So he's got dumpsters all over the place, which I thought was pretty smart of him to remove the dumpster. Because people going by would think, oh, maybe they're done, or they don't notice the dumpster in the driveway. Pretty smart, I think. Pretty smart guy. Okay, no curse words. I'd be surprised if there were any curse words in this, though, because given the period of time where it was, got that, Don? Inquired Bob. Yes, replied Don briefly. I'll get. Oh, okay. Both sides look pretty clean to me. Right. Oh yeah, right after the Civil. Yeah, right. Yeah, we were talking about Franco. He noticed my college diploma. That's where I hung my bachelor's degree diploma and my master's degree diploma. They're framed because they were in my classroom, but now they're hanging in my garage. And he noticed my undergraduate diploma, and he said, "You went to Dowling College?" Dowling College is a really tiny 4-year liberal arts college out on Long Island. It was very interesting. The campus basically was a Vanderbilt estate, and the main building and the classrooms were a Vanderbilt mansion. So the classrooms were rooms in the mansion. So the classrooms had marble fireplaces. The student lounge was the hunt room. It was gorgeous, and it had underground secret passageways, had a beautiful courtyard and a conservatory, and then it became Dowling College. It was actually a Delphi Suffolk branch of Delphi University. These were all out on Long Island. Oh, I forgot to do that. Oh, well. Well, apparently he went to Dowling College also. And he was there at the same time I was. And he was studying, he thought he was going to be a psychologist. I didn't ask him how he ended up in construction, but that's a conversation for another day. He's a real talker. Yeah. Am I happy with the additions? Yeah. I mean, yeah. So far, yeah. I mean, I think if you're talking to me, Jamie, yeah, I'm happy with it. It can only get better, right? As they finish it. A joyous Christmas, I like that. Let them go there. The flooring is going to be really cool. Oh, look, he just fits on there. I like it though. Let's put him on there. That's a nice looking Santa. Let's just stick him down there. All right. I bought the 2 fans that they're going to install. I had to buy the fans. Many of you know I bought IKEA Billy bookcases, and they're out on the front porch. And they are putting, and they have agreed to put them together for me. So they'll put the bookcases together. So I'm going to have 3 bookcases, almost 80 inches tall. So they're almost. So I'll have a lot of bookcases out there. And then this dream box will go across the whole wall in the back. That wall is 12 feet wide, and this thing completely opened is 9 feet. So I'll have a little wiggle room on either side. I probably should have highlighted that. Oh well, I got gold all over it. I'll do this. I'm going to be able to put this up against the wall. This is the work area that drops down from the dream box. And behind this, I'll be able to fit, I have a 2x4 table. On which I'll be able to put both of my printers and my sewing machine on, and they will be, and I'll kind of slide in, and I'll sit here, be crafting, and then right behind me, I'll just have to turn around, swivel around in my chair, and behind me will be the printers and sewing machine. So that'll be really, really nice. It'll be really cool. And I have all my fabric and stuff in a cedar lined chest that was my grandmother's, and I think that'll fit out there underneath the window. So I've been out there many times with the measuring tape measuring. Oh yeah, yep, definitely. I guess what I could do is I guess I could open up the YouTube on my phone, right? And then just walk out there. That would work, wouldn't it? Or yeah, I think that I could do that, right? Just to open the screen, the thing on the phone, and then walk out there and show you. And then the other part, some of you were kind enough to spend that night with me when I was during the hurricane. I think that was 2 years ago and I was giving you a blow description of the vinyl windows moving, blowing in and out when there were major gusts of wind during the hurricane. Well, there won't be any movement this year. Hi, Teresa. Yes, it'll be like a crafting. Yeah, exactly. It'll be almost that tight. But I won't have, that was one of the reasons that kind of motivated me to do all of this, because I was terrified. And watching the vinyl windows just go move in and out during a hurricane. So there'll be no moving of anything because I have hurricane impact windows out there now. Pela hurricane windows. What do you think? I like that. But I think I should put the top in this. I thought about, I'm really doing, and this is the part of it, is no longer being terrified of hurricanes. And that was me. You know what I mean? That was that's my shtick. There's been so many hurricanes over the many years that this house has been here. And but that's my fear. But I did what I could do to alleviate that fear. And I've acquired so much crafting shit that, I could have maybe moved and bought a bigger house. But I decided to stay here because a lot of you know I live on a pond and I love my pond. Well, you know where to find us if you, I know if I get nervous again. Yeah. Hi, Debbie. I was over at Debbie's yesterday and I bought some stuff. I'm very excited. Got some of her really cool dyed paper, and I'm so happy that I got the dyed music paper because I'm almost out of my music paper. And I actually told her I wanted so many of, I think it was either A or B, and I said I would take the music paper. And she said, well, I don't think there's no music paper, but haha, I had spotted it. And she went through the pile and she said, oh yeah, look, there is music paper. When I was still working, I would, at the end of the school year, I'd go to the music teacher and tell her that I needed music paper, and she said, oh yeah, it's in a box in the music room, just help yourself. So I would grab a big stack of music paper, but I don't have access to that. I probably could go and ask for it, but I got some beautiful dyed stuff. That's great. No rush. But I'm very excited. Debbie has beautiful. Oh, I got some other papers that you had stamped on. It looked like a ledger stamp stuff. I didn't get any, and I'm sure you had it and I didn't see it. Debbie also has access to like workbooks from school, and she has dyed a lot of the workbook pages, which really look kind of cool. I didn't get any of those, I don't think. But I'm very happy. With what I got. Do I need any papers? No. I don't, but I wanted to support a fellow teacher. I would use, they have an organization called Teachers Pay Teachers. And it's for teachers who have developed, workbooks or, lesson plans. And so you can go there and buy them at a very, very reasonable price, but it's supporting teachers. Teachers Paying Teachers. That's been around for a while. All right, looky there. How simple is this? Get yourself some Timmy ephemera. Look at that. I like that. Okay. We're moving right along. Let's do this. Very easy. Let's give this a little. I'm putting together my next Amazon order. I need I need embossing, a re-inker for the embossing thingy. Something else I needed that was crafty. I can't remember. I wrote it down though. Oh, I want to buy, and this is all Pam's fault. Ginger Cat Pam. She uses that Wink Estella. Hi, Stephanie. So I decided I broke down and I decided I needed. I couldn't live without some Wink Estella. So that's on my Amazon list. That looks like pretty fun to use. And what's going on with Ginger cat lady Pam. I have found myself when I wake up early in the morning, and instead of going back to sleep, I find myself sitting here and joining Pam and other people playing. And somehow somebody thought I was some I don't know who, but somewhere along the line, someone thought I was a nun. I don't know how anybody could have ever gotten the impression that I was a nun. I don't know. That just blows my mind. And Pam said to this person, I don't think that's not the Ann I know. So this whole story about me being a nun has evolved over the last couple of weeks. And when people come in, they say hi, Sister Ann. And then we were kidding around. Yeah, you could see me out with a habit on and flip flops, handing out art supplies. So Messy Table Di from Australia. You like Winkus? Made me a be back soon. She just left. She said, I'm going to go get a drink of water. And about 5 minutes, 5 minutes later, she came back with this. Sister Ann will be right back. So I've got my flip flops and I'm handing out art supplies. So that's evolved over the last week. Well, of course you can laugh. Hi, Ruth. So this is my my be backs. We'll be back, right back. But I think it's pretty funny. I don't know how anybody. That's what Pam said to this person. Well, I don't know. You don't know. That's just not for, but anyway. She just whipped that out. I mean, I took a little mini course on AI. It was a course for old people. An AI course for people over 55. And it was interesting. It didn't really. My conclusion is that to create something like that, it's just a matter of maybe I missed my calling. Oh my God. I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't know what my calling was, Kathleen. I'm not sure what my calling was. I've had so many jobs. I mean, my students once asked me, how many jobs have you had, Miss Laura? And we started counting them up. And before I became a teacher, I didn't become a teacher until late in life. Oh, that's fine. Oh, come on, Safia. Not a problem. And so we started going through all the jobs that I had. So until I became a teacher. I think we counted up 14 jobs. And I'm talking pretty shitty jobs. I mean, minimum wage. I did shirts in a laundry. I worked the folding machine, the machine that folded the shirts. I think I've told this on many occasions. I worked at a fruit and orchard 2,000-acre fruit and orchards, place outside of Gettysburg, Pennsylvania. So I worked with and beside migrants. I did that. Oh, the worst job, I have to say. Hi, Angela. Oh my God, yes. When I got hired at Holy Trinity, so this is interesting. I ended up teaching at a private parochial school here in Florida. I was teaching at a public school in New York, and I ended up at Holy Trinity Episcopal Academy here in Florida. And when I went back to New York, I was telling my students that I was going to be teaching at a parochial school. And I said, yeah, I'm going to be able to hit the kids. And they went, oh, what? I said, no. I remember, do you remember Cheech and Chong? Cheech and Chong did a whole routine, and it was Sister Mary Mary. I don't know if anybody remembers the routine, but the detective comes into the classroom, and they're looking for drug possession, I guess. And it was Sister Mary Mary. Now, children. I don't know, does anybody remember that? Probably not. But what do you think? Kind of like that. I'm going to glue it down. You pick cherries. Okay. Yeah. Uh-huh. Probably into an 8-quart bucket. And you probably got paid by the bucket, is my guess. They paid the migrant laborers at Boyer's Nurseries. We called it Boyer's Nurseries and Tortures. Again, this is a long time ago, but those poor bastards, they got 40 cents per 8-quart bucket. It was an aluminum bucket. And these were standard cherry trees. So the standard cherry trees, some of them were 25, 30 feet high, tall. They weren't the dwarf or semi-dwarf trees. These were big old cherry trees. And these guys would lug these heavy wooden ladders from tree to tree and scurrying up, set the ladder and go scurrying up and pick the cherries. And I was down on, I wasn't picking cherries. I picked apples though, but I didn't pick cherries. And there was a flatbed that was towed by a tractor that had bins in it, and my job was to punch their tickets and then dump the cherries into the plastic tubs. And I'm the one that drove the tractor out into the orchards and then moved the tractor accordingly between the rows of cherry trees. But that's what they got paid back. Gosh. 1972, 3-ish. And they just worked their asses off. So the cherry season, the cherries came in first. And then the peaches. And then finally, the last crop that they picked were apples. And once the apple crop was picked, they would bust them down here to Florida, and then they would start picking the grapefruit and oranges. And when the grapefruit and oranges were done, they'd go back up north and start picking cherries. Not an easy life. And they would live in these migrant camps, which were like cinder block cells. They weren't cells, but they were made out of cinder block. And in the wintertime, one winter when I worked there, I reported for work and they handed me like a 5-gallon big tub of beige paint and sent me off to paint the migrant camp. So I painted, they had 2 migrant camps, one for Hispanics and one for African Americans. And so I painted both migrant camps during the winter. So I had my little boom box and I would paint for 10 hours a day. When I closed my eyes, all I could see was beige. And when we weren't, when I wasn't painting, they had an order for an order of shipment of apples. I would go and work on the conveyor belt that graded the apples. So I'd close my eyes at night and all I would see were apples. But the work week was 55 hours a week. We worked 10 hours Monday through Friday and 5 hours on Saturday. And we got, in exchange, I think I was paid $1.10 an hour. And the only paid holidays were Christmas Day, Thanksgiving Day, New Year's Day, and the first day of deer season. But it was interesting. I mean, the people that owned this orchard, they, their family in that orchard had been in their family since pre-Civil War. The house that we lived in rent-free, was a brick house that had been built around this time of the Civil War. And it had the handmade, the wide plank wooden floors with the handmade nails. It was a beautiful place. I think I've talked about this probably ad nauseum, probably so bored. And the place was known as the Cadle Farm because the Cadles owned that farm before Boyers bought it. That's what Boyers did over the years. They went around and bought up farms all around the area. Hi, Anne Marie. So we were on the Cadle Farm. I have to say this is a lot of fun and it's not stressful. Last week, oh my God, I was so stressed out with the pancake maker and shrink-a-dinking, and oh my gosh, this is just sitting here chatting with you, blabbering, trying to keep WeChat. I highly recommend this. Now it's going to be the next question is going to be, what do I put this on? I'm almost sorry that I didn't just fold that, and make the whole thing a card. So now I'm going to have to go through the whole process of gluing this on to, what do they call it? A card base? Is that's the correct terminology? A card base? And what color? I mean, what color would you put this on? I don't know. Let's take a peek and see what maybe. Oops, just take a break. Well, let's see if I can. So this has to get glued on a card base. And I don't know what color. doesn't look bad. And I guess, what do you think? Red might work, especially with the ones that have red in them. Like that, several of them have. So that's not bad. If I put it on yellow, geez, red cardstock, that's not bad. Yeah, the Santa looks good on the red. This guy looks good on the red, but this little bit red might be the red cardstock might be the answer. Or maybe I don't know how much red cardstock I have. I can add that to my Amazon list. Yeah, I think red, because pretty much all of these have some sort of red in them. Jamie, yeah, it looks good from where, when you look, I think it does too. Yeah. That could even go, if this was big enough, it could be a flippy uppy. It's not big enough. What is it? Anyway, yeah, it could be one of these jobbies. Yeah, I think, maybe. I think red might be it. I wonder if I have a little Merry Christmas thingy somewhere. Oh, I'm going to use her in the next one. I like. She's adorable with her little muff and her faux leopard. Seasons, greetings. No, that's a little bit. Put that in. Good. It's gonna work. No, I might have to make one. Ah, what do you think? Stick that over. Oh, but I like their little legs. They're so cute. You have to take a look at this. Thanks for stopping by, Safi. I know you're not feeling great, and it's very late. Safi is in merry old London. Can you see how adoringly she's looking at her older brother? Can you see the expression on her face? It's so cute. Oh, my big brother, I love you. Until I don't. Then we have a big fight. I don't think there's any. There's this. I don't know. Is that too much across there? Let me do that. Let me show you. I made, let me just see. Let's just see whether this might work. Let me just do this real quick. I think I have that. Let me see. Let me just see here. I have a piece of I hate to cut up I'm looking for a scrap of white cardstock over here in my scrap box. Well, let's do this. Let's see. Do this. Let's try this. If it can. Well, let's see. I don't know. Let's see whether this will work or not. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. It is a little overpowering. I agree. Something a little bit smaller. Well, I don't know if that's going to work or not. Or don't have to have a sentiment on the front. It's pretty obvious that it's Christmas, right? Just skip that. Oh, I could cut that out. Cut it out. I could just cut that right out, right? And just put that right there. A happy Christmas. And I could use that. Why don't I do that? The one to your left. Left? This one's too big too. What do you think? Let's cut this out. Really? Where would you put them? I mean, think of it. Think. I mean, I would assume you put your Christmas stuff in the same spot, right? Every year? That's too big. I could cut this out. Or what I was thinking of doing, let's just see. Just for giggles and whatever. Let's just do this. Let's just stick this here. Whoops. I'll use one of my new pens with the broad nib. Let's do this. You see what I'm doing? Okay, let's do this. Oh, I forgot the R. Damn it. Oh, folks, you know that is so me. I thought it looked a little short. There is a strip on your left. Oh, this here. Oh, yeah. Good eye, Kathleen. I can cut that. Oh, look, it's meant to be cut. Good eye. Perfect. Oh, look, they're meant to be. Have holiday greetings. Oh, look. You guys are awesome. Do I take it? Just stick it right here. I think I have to take it without the stars. Or I could take it with the star. Let's try this. Man, this is right here. Good eye. Thank you so much. Let's take it without the star. And I'll cut the star off. And I will take this red thingy here and color that in. Kind of matches it, kind of not, but make it really small. Yes, that's a good eye. Perfect. I'm going to stick that up just a little bit, and yeah. Oh, wow. That's perfect. Ha ha ha. Thank you, Kathleen. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Whoop, 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 whoop. There you go. I love it. That looks great. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Ha! All right. I'll make one more and then we'll call it a night. I'm going to do my streams like an hour and a half, not two. We'll do one more. So good to see you, Jamie. Thank you so much for stopping by. What a wonderful, pleasant surprise to look up and see your name. If someone asked me who would have been a surprise visitor to your stream, I don't know that I would have said Jamie, but there you are. Absolute surprise visitor. Aren't we lucky? I think we all are. Jamie does a thing on her YouTube channel. And I haven't been over to hear any recently, but it's her thing where she says you need to, I think it's you need to hear this or you need to know this, but it's wonderful. She picks something and then she talks to us and says you need to know this or you need to hear this. A lot of times it's about self-esteem and things like that, and it's just, yeah, it's awesome. It's always very inspirational. And she does a crafting thing as she's talking to us and telling us why we need to hear this. This paper is so fun to I probably took a little bit too much off that, but that's okay. Let's see what we're going to put. Oh, I wanted to use this little in. Let's see. These frames are way too big. Well, do you think It's upside down. Ha ha ha. It fits the card, and we wouldn't want. I don't think we'd want the text sticking out from the outside the card. That would be really simple. That's a possibility. Definite possibility. Stomach's growling. Got this frame. That one works really well. Oh, that's okay. Not well, see, too big, like with. I'm not sure. I like this one. I think I'm going to use that one. And stick her right in the middle. Yeah, the first one. This one. Yeah, this one. Yeah, the other one is too small, but this one fits perfectly. All right. That's a wrap. Let me do the thing around the edge. So I know what the background, I know what my card base is going to be. It's going to be red. Cardstock paper. I'm always so stupid. I never make a card with the envelope in mind, and I should really check, the standard envelope sizes and make a card that would easily fit in an envelope instead of having to make envelopes for the cards. I do it all the time. Okay, let's put this in here, and then I'll make sure we got this. So it's going to be centered. Okay. Let me just tear a little bit off this here. All right. Get the glue stick. I'm still very happy with the Doris glue stick. I made chicken salad for dinner tonight, so I'm going to have a chicken salad sandwich with potato chips. And of course, that's after I have my vodka and olives, my dirty martini. Okay, let's put some glue on this. Get some. Well, you see, you've seen how easy this is. And I bought 2 Timmy things. Probably spent a total of $20. And I mean, look at all the cards I'm going to get out of this. Cards I'll get out of these. And if I did them all, my God, that would be so many. I have to get some more international stamps and first class stamps for Christmas cards. And probably some more of those 2-ounce stamps. I really like those 2-ounce stamps. I was telling you that because a lot of the field notebooks are 1 3/4 ounces. So the 2-ounce stamp is perfect for that. Oh, I love potato salad and ham. That sounds really good. Oh, yeah. So getting back to Thanksgiving, speaking of ham and stuff, we'll probably have Thanksgiving dinner on Friday because his hockey game is at 3 and he's got to be there really early and we have to drive him there. So we would have to have Thanksgiving dinner at noon and it would be really a rush, or have it afterwards, which would be really late, even if I had everything ready to go. So we decided that we'll have Thanksgiving dinner on Friday. And then, we can do it whenever, it'll be leisurely and it won't be all rushed and stressy. So that's what the plan is as of this afternoon. And I checked my flight. What I did was I booked comfort class, which is right behind first class. And then I decided to upgrade to first class for the long part of the flight. So the Atlanta to Denver flight, part of the flight, and the Denver to Atlanta coming back, that I'll be in first class for that leg of the flight. And I use my miles. I have a Delta credit card. So every dollar I spend, I get a mile, sometimes even more if they have a promotion. All right. So shall we have a recap? Let's have a recap, shall we? All right. The first one we did, obviously. We just finished it. It's hot off the press. This one, which I really like, and Kathleen spotted the season greetings. And then we have Santa. And then we have this dude who looks like he just cut down that Christmas tree. So he made, four Christmas cards. And it was very relaxing and not stressful at all. I'm going to be probably making a lot more of these with Christmas music playing and such. So with that, I will say goodbye and have a wonderful week. And it was very, very nice. And it was always great to see all of you and people from the past, like Jamie popping in and Pam. Yeah. Yes. See you tomorrow. Absolutely. I'm looking for a new stitching project. You know what I might do, Barbara? I think I might very much, may want to do the stitching mandala. So I'm going to be looking at those Zen stitching projects. So goodbye, everybody. Again, remember, if you can't be good, be careful and be fabulous. So signing off from Sister Ann. Oh my God, that's so funny, right? Bye-bye. End stream. I'd like to get out of the way to get a shot. Let's see. End.